Hey guys, welcome to video number 2 of the home buying course. Today we are going to go over pre-approvals and why you should get pre-approved and what happens during the pre-approval process. So first off, I just want to tell you that when it does come time to get pre-approved, I have a list of preferred lenders that you can call. I have worked with them multiple times. I know how they work. They are all fabulous and they're all local, which I know is very important because sometimes you have to drop off documents if you can't sign them electronically. So it's good to have someone local as well. And so if you need them, reach out. All right, let's begin. So why do you have to get pre-approved? Well, when you start the home buying process, it's very important to get that done first. And the reason is because you don't want to start house hunting without being pre-approved. Let's say you think you can buy something for $400,000. So we go and we look at some properties in the $400,000 price range. You fall in love with the property, and then you realize after getting pre-approved that you're only approved up to $350,000. So you can't buy the house that's on the market for $400,000 unless your parents gift you some money or you win the lottery. So it's really important to know what your buying power is from the start, because this then allows you to say, okay, now I know what houses I should be looking at, and it can kind of give you a good idea of what areas you should be looking as well. So it's good to just know what price range you're in. The other thing is there's so many different loan programs out there too. So when you do talk with the loan officer, they'll be able to sort of, when they ask you questions, they'll know what type of loan would be best suited for you. But just ask them about what type of loan programs there are out there. There are so many. I can barely keep track of all of them, but they change every single day. Credit scores change all the time for the certain programs. So you have to have a credit score of, let's say, a 650 to get into a certain type of program. So there's a lot of different things out there, and it's good to just educate yourself on different options that you might have. So getting pre-approved is very important also because when it does come time to put an offer in, you need to have that. You can't just submit an offer without any type of proof that you can buy the house. So if you're getting a mortgage, you need your pre-approval letter. If you're paying cash, you need to show a proof of funds. Where is this money coming from? Especially in this market, because things move so quickly that most houses have an offer deadline or there's multiple offers. And when you're in that kind of scenario, you need to have all your ducks in a row, because if you don't and you need extra time to get pre-approved, you might lose the house. So making sure that you have everything you need ahead of time is key. This way you don't miss out on the house of your dreams. So the second thing that I wanted to go over with you is what is entailed in getting pre-approved. And there's a difference between a pre-approval and a pre-qualification. Those are two different things. A pre-qualification is great, but what that means is that the lender asks you some questions. So like, what was your income last year? What your credit score is? And those are just kind of ballpark numbers. I mean, I don't know if anybody knows exactly what their credit score is unless they just looked it up. But that's a pre-qualification. So they can give you a letter saying that based on the information that you provided, they feel that you could be approved for this amount. With a pre-approval letter, they actually pull your credit. They look at your past tax returns. They look at your income, your credit score, all of that information. And so they can base that off and get your actual pre-approval letter for an actual number. So from a seller's standpoint, from a pre-qual to a pre-approval letter, they'd rather see a pre-approval letter because they know that this buyer has gone over all of the information with their lender, and they will feel more secure knowing that you've gotten that over a pre-qualification letter. Some key factors to consider is your down payment, how much you want to put down. A good question to ask is what are the current interest rates, and closing costs. How much will your closing costs be? So it's great that you can put down, $20,000, but you also have to consider that you're going to have to pay closing costs unless you can get the seller to pay them for you, which it is a little bit difficult in this seller's market because when you're up against multiple offers, a seller more than likely would not be willing to pay your closing costs. But never say never, because sometimes we can get that done for you. But most of the time you won't be able to get them paid for, and you'll have to pay them on your own. So you want to consider, okay, I've got $20,000 to put down, but you want to at least have an idea of what your closing costs are going to be. So they could be anywhere from $5,000 to $15,000. So you want to make sure that you account for that when the time comes, because you will have to pay that at the closing. And so that pretty much wraps up everything on the pre-approval side. Your lender will walk you through a lot of it, but this is just a very important part. It's really the first step in getting ready for house hunting, which will be our next video. So this is where we get into the fun stuff. Pre-approvals are kind of boring. So I hope this video helped you guys, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.